It is going to be a day video. Because it's hot as a bitch outside. Bro, it's 105. Let me see how hot it is. It's 104. It's going to be 106 today. That's insane. That's like how hot it is in Vegas. In Vegas, it's 110, bro. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm good. Thank God for AC. That's all I'm saying, man. Fuck that shit. But no, this video is about just how brave of a soul you are, you know, for incarnating in this experience. Because you knew it would be tough. You knew it would be hard, but you still did it. You're still here. You still did it. And that's what matters. Like, why would your soul choose Earth? You know, why would it go through the school of forgetting and remembering? Because, dude, at a higher level, you are everything, and you're full. Your God is creation, your creation, your God, whatever. So it can get boring, you know. You're like, fuck it, let's play the game of forgetting. Let's go back down to Earth. Let's experience the highs and the lows, because we can. And then after that, let's go to another star system, and another star system. But first, let's go to Earth. Let's forget a bit. Let's go through amnesia. Like, your consciousness. And before incarnation, no physical body, no human name, no bills, no alarm clock screaming at you at 6:30 in the morning. You know, already, it sounds pretty peaceful, right? You exist in a much larger awareness. You remember your connection to the stars. You understand that consciousness expands and extends beyond one identity. And then someone points towards Earth, and the Earth looks intense, emotional, uncertain, relationships, loss, creativity, fear, love, ego, beauty, separation, chaos, choice, and somehow your soul says, yeah, that's the one. Why? Well, why would expanded consciousness intentionally enter somewhere where it forgets what it is? That's the question, right? That's the question that sits at the heart of the esoteric idea of Earth as a school of consciousness. But school doesn't necessarily mean Earth is a classroom where, you know, some cosmic teacher gives you homework and grades your spiritual performance. Think of it as like an experience realm, a place of contrast. Because contrast allows consciousness to experience something it couldn't experience the same way from the state of complete remembrance. Like, imagine knowing you're connected to everything. Now imagine temporarily forgetting that connection and that truth. Suddenly separation becomes possible. And because separation becomes possible, reunion becomes meaningful. Like, imagine knowing that unconditional love completely like heals, and it's just stronger than separation. Now you enter a reality containing fear, separation, rejection, loss, and vulnerability. Suddenly choosing love becomes an experience, not merely an idea. You know, there's one reason Earth is described in some mystical teachings as a powerful realm for soul expansion, because everything here feels incredibly real. The physical senses are convincing. You touch something, you taste something, you feel pain, you experience attraction, you watch time pass, you become immersed in the character that you're playing, and eventually you forget that there was anything beyond that character that you're playing. The body, the identity becomes me, the thoughts become me, the feelings and emotions become me, the past becomes me, the ego builds an entire structure around that character, around me. And that's the veil, that's the illusion. Not necessarily a literal curtain floating somewhere above, you know, Earth. The veil is forgetting. You know, when you incarnate on Earth, you will go through the veil of forgetfulness, what's called. Forgetting that you're awareness, forgetting that you're consciousness, that you're all it is, pretending that it isn't. Forgetting that you're the higher self, forgetting the larger journey, the larger picture of all this. Forgetting the soul, forgetting where you came from. And then suddenly something happens, right? You go through traumatic experiences, maybe meditation opened a doorway, or you took some plant medicine, you know, or you went through a heartbreak that destroyed an old identity. Maybe synchronicities begin appearing everywhere. Maybe a dream feels more real than ordinary dreaming. Maybe, you know, the psychedelics, the plant medicines, contemplation, art, nature, or an intense life experience cracked that familiar picture of reality. You know, maybe you simply look into the mirror one day and you ask, who is actually the one looking through these eyes. And that's where remembrance comes. Not necessarily remembering some gigantic cosmic biography, but something simpler. You recognize I have thoughts, but I can observe my thoughts. I have an ego, but I can observe my ego. I have a story, but I can observe the story. Something is aware of all that, right? And then suddenly the character isn't the entire screen anymore. This is why Earth can be viewed as a school of remembering. Because, like, first you forget, then you experience, then you question, then you awaken, then you remember. So it's like forget, experience, awaken, remember, right? Forget, experience, awaken, remember. But here's something important. Awakening doesn't mean rejecting Earth or the physical plane. It's just something that you delight in. It doesn't mean walking around thinking I'm too spiritually advanced for this planet and having an ego about it. No, it's if your soul chose physical incarnation, then physical life matters too. Everything is playing its part. It's all connected. Eat the food, right? Indulge in it. Make the art. Fall in love. Laugh until your stomach hurts. Create, explore, live, laugh, love, all that shit. Build relationships. Watch the moon. Watch the sunsets. Watch the sunrise. Feel the fucking music vibrating through your whole body, your chest. Experience being human, because it is an experience. Because maybe the spiritual journey isn't about escaping the reality. Like, you didn't come here just to want to leave. No, you came here to experience. And maybe physical reality is part of this spiritual journey. It is, not even maybe. Like, you came into limitations so that expansion could become meaningful. You entered individuality so connection could be rediscovered. You entered uncertainty so intuition could develop. You entered a darkness so awareness could become visible and light. And perhaps souls choose Earth precisely because of how powerful these contrasts are. Now remember my previous video, if you really watch me like that, it's like I explored the possibility that some souls resonate with experiences beyond Earth, different worlds, star systems, realms. If that's part of your mystical framework, whatever you want to call it. And when I say mystical, I don't really like saying that because mystical seems like, oh, fairy tale. It's like, no, dude, it's not what I mean. I just mean like esoterically, right? Then imagine arriving here, though, from an experience where consciousness felt more connected. Earth is going to feel dense, strange, heavy, confusing. Like, you might spend your whole childhood thinking, why does everyone act like this? And they think it's normal. You might feel intensely drawn towards the stars, towards aliens, towards consciousness, towards ancient civilizations, towards healing, towards understanding why you're here. And maybe you feel different because something inside of you remembers another way of being. Within your DNA, you remember how it's like to live in the other star systems. But perhaps you didn't come here simply because Earth needed you. That's one idea. Sure, the ego loves turning spirituality into I'm special, I'm here to save everybody. But like maybe you also came here because you wanted to experience it too, to learn, to create, to expand, to encounter other souls, to experience separation and limitation, to remember yourself from inside that limitation, the illusion, and then perhaps whatever you remembered in the world around you, it makes you more humble, not through superiority, but through embodiment, through compassion and awareness, creativity and authenticity. More love, more presence. That's how frequency becomes something lived rather than merely discussed. Your awakening becomes visible through how you exist. And maybe that's the purpose. Not becoming less human, but becoming more conscious while being human. Because one day this incarnation ends, the character returns to the larger mystery. And perhaps from that expanded perspective, you're going to look back at Earth, at the heartbreaks and the friendships and the mistakes that you made, the sunsets, the moon, the music, whatever, and the people that you love, the moments that you almost gave up, the moments you remembered, and then suddenly you're going to understand why your soul looked at this beautiful, chaotic blue planet, and said, yeah, that one. I chose it to have fun and to forget and to feel and to experience. So this is all just one big dream, all one big trip. That's why you're here. So have fun. That's the point, right? The point just is. God, creation just is. It's not going anywhere. So just have fun while we're here. Make the most out of every moment. Instead of focusing on the past too much or tomorrow. It's like, why, dude? You're here experience. Why are you gonna waste your time dwelling on shit that don't matter? Trust me, been there, done that. You don't gotta do it no more. Just do what you love and love what you do. Follow what excites you. You got this, guys. Namaste, Liddy. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Do you feel what I feel? Is it real? Is it real? I don't know about you.